What was the original Doom like for somebody who never played it? Well, let's pick up our shotgun, kill some demons, go berserk, and review this baby. Well, let's start talking about the obvious, the visuals. I knew before going into this game was from 1993, so I wasn't expecting too much, but it completely blew me away. Yeah, it's pretty pixelated, but I think because there are so many great indie titles that have similar graphics, I didn't think it didn't feel outdated. The graphics hold up very well in my opinion. Also, those type of visuals add a bit to the mystery, I feel like. I think these demons look different for everybody because there's no detail. You can see them however you want, and I love that. And oh, by the way, going further in this review, I am going to call every enemy and gun by the wrong name, probably. Not that I don't want to look it up, to be sure, but, you know, just giving them names themselves. That gives a bit of character, you know? Of course, you didn't see those demons for long because you shot them right in the face when you saw them. And talking about shoot 'em, let's talk guns. Starting with the handgun, you know, it's fine. You get the better guns later in the levels. You can find the shotgun pretty easy, and one-shotting those goddamn green lizards straight in the face is so satisfying. The amount of times I pressed the button, turned around, and like 25 of those fuckers started gangbanging me, that was a lot. Shooting through those moments with the shotgun felt amazing. The machine gun was good to stun those skulls or pufferfish and kill them easily. When you had the chain gun, there was no need for the normal handgun anymore as well. The rocket launcher was actually pretty frustrating. The amount of times I killed myself with that, yeah, but kind of fun, to be honest. If you land 5 or 6 rockets back to back, taking down a mini boss giant man. Yes, more of that please. And yes, I said mini boss giant man. Going nuts with the plasma gun isn't bad either. If you had enough ammo, just not giving a fuck and spraying everything that moved, you really felt like a goddamn badass. There was that one gun that I didn't use so often, but it was so powerful, like the sucking into other dimension gun. Yeah, like I took down that crab dude with 3 shots. That felt kinda good. And then 2 weapons I really didn't use are the chainsaw and my fists. I don't even think I got a kill with any of those. Well, that's something to change in Doom 2, I guess. I have mentioned some enemies earlier. I'm not gonna go over them individually, or maybe I will, I don't know. But the variation of enemies kept the game very interesting until the end. Every enemy had like a recognizable pattern. That's not a bad thing. Like, fighting one specific enemy at a time is fine, because most of the time you know how to handle them. But when you put them together, you get like another type of fight every single time. If you put 3 patterns together, it gets so chaotic. You know how to handle them, but organizing yourself in that mess is a challenge. Towards the end, I even lowered the difficulty. I completed the game for the most part on Hurt Me Plenty, but at one point I was like, well, that's enough. I love how enemies attack each other too when they hit each other. The invisible bulls scared the shit out of me a good amount of times. The lizards, normal soldiers, and zombie soldiers were always around and fun enemies to throw at you in a big group. The pufferfish were pretty annoying, not gonna lie. They sucked the bullets real good, but to be honest, that was my favorite enemy. I love how they look. You got those mini bosses now and then as well. At the start they were pretty difficult, but again, when you know the pattern and you get the pattern down, it's pretty easy. If you have the right guns around, of course. One enemy I really hated was the big ass dude with the horns and his rockets. You can see those rockets right before you died for the 11th time. Those guys were a real challenge. Just like the crabs. Kinda hard, but they were very accurate. Like, the rockets go slow, but the machine gun is like a sniper. Jesus Christ. Oh yeah, by the way, I almost forgot. The skulls, they can eat ass. This series was one of the first series I really had to remember to cut out parts. But that's not a bad thing. The maps were a bit complex sometimes, and the game doesn't hold your hand like the most games nowadays. They just drop you in and let you do your thing. You can take as long as you want, and looking around gets rewarded by secrets. Sometimes I was searching so long to progress, I just needed to stop recording and even maybe just maybe get a little hint from the internet, you know? But I can't confirm that. The maps were great and there was enough variation to keep every level fresh and interesting. I was really impressed by the map design and layout. I love how, even though by the limitation of not being able to aim up and down, the levels had a good amount of layers, and you to be able to still shoot demons that were above or below you was great. Oh, and talking about the gameplay, I played it on Switch, so I don't know how true it felt to the original, and I'm not used to playing FPS games on a controller as well. But besides all that, the game felt fast and fluent, although it could sometimes feel a bit like floaty. Like you floated a bit too far where you actually wanted to go, but that didn't compromise the gameplay in any kind of way. Being so fast was really rewarding to move around enemies, peeking corners and taking out enemies like that. I felt like a freaking snake, baby! And let's not forget the music either. Sometimes I stopped playing just to bop my head. It just gets you so hyped to go crazy. And I don't think you can play Doom with like a normal heartbeat rhythm. Although, like when the music is like calmer sometimes, it's so creepy and it keeps you on your toes the whole time. I think Doom has a type of music that when you hear it, you are immediately ready to go. Which was amazing when I started recording, I was into it immediately. And lastly, let's talk story a bit. You got some story here and there between levels, but obviously there was no like cutscenes or dialogue in game. Apparently you got some sort of story information with the game when you bought it in 1993, but of course like these digital versions don't have that. Somebody was nice enough to comment that story in my comments of one of my videos though, but to be honest I wasn't playing it for the story, I played this for being a goddamn demon slayer! But going forward I will freshen up on the story so I know why stuff is happening and not only what is happening. Well, there we have it. I enjoy making these reviews a lot. Sitting down and looking back at these games makes me appreciate them more. I can view this from a bystander perspective, I feel like. I had a lot of great moments that I could share with you when I played this. And it's definitely worth a shot trying this on a harder difficulty as well. But for now, Doom 2, let's get it.